Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, least I hope I will.
Hi, and welcome to Rise and Shine with Sue at the Hub Cafe. RISE stands for Resilient Individuals Supporting Each Other, and this is where you're going to hear from businesses who provide services and support for parents and caregivers of children with special needs. It all starts now. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we have another wonderful guest, Katie Suvanto, and she's with the Gateway Association, and we are really excited because this is a wealth of knowledge and information and services for our audience. So we want to welcome you, Katie. Thank you so much for being here, and please tell us all about Gateway Association and tell us about you too. I want to hear about you.
Well, I'm a mother of a 7-year-old autistic child who is incredible and who is a lot younger than his older siblings who are in university and making their way through life. It wasn't until him that I learned how to parent. So it brought me to joining Gateway Association. Gateway's been around Edmonton and area for about 45, 46 years, and we provide support and a number of different services for people who live with a disability and their families. We also provide support for professionals who support them and community organizations and schools.
Awesome. And so what's your position at Gateway?
My position is community development and Indigenous Relations. So I helped provide information to the community, like we're doing today, with respect to letting them know that we do education and workshops and peer support. We have an employment program. We work with family managed support. So people that are looking at FMS, we teach people how to navigate the system. So my job is to get out into the community to make people aware of what we do. On the Indigenous Relations side, it's such a gray area and it's an area that's not quite understood. So my role is to help build a bridge to connect families who are assumed to have support but do not have support. So we work with Treaty 6 and Treaty 8, and we work a lot with the Métis Nation of Alberta because they don't fall into status gaps or they do not automatically get funding. So we help families educate their way through the system.
Awesome. So it's not a specific age group that you're servicing.
No, we help from 0 to 100. And I think what happens is that aspect of everybody gets really overwhelmed when you've been given a diagnosis. And so we meet them where they're at, and we want to create a vision and a meaningful life plan for them. I have no reason to not expect my 7-year-old to attend university like his older two.
Right.
And Gateway provides me with that vision and the mission that is so incredible that helps them realize their potentials for that and helps us figure out how we're going to get there. And I think that's really important, is how are we going to be able to get there instead of just floating into areas and hoping it all works out.
It's not an easy road. But when we do it together and we realize that we're not alone in this, I think that's just a comfort to everybody. So thank you so much for being there. That's amazing. We're going to have a link underneath this interview today so that everyone out there will have a link specifically to go to. But generally, Katie, if you can just tell us, like, who do we call? How do we get in touch with you guys? How does that work?
I would think that if you're new to the disability sector, or if you've just been diagnosed, or if you're going into, or if you're transitioning, anybody that has any sort of, they're facing a barrier or are new to this sector, give us a call and we help navigate you through that system. It's the family support side, it's the transition side, it's our family resource center, where we have tons of information that we'll be sharing with you guys as well. But also the workshops that we have, you don't even have to, there's no fee for anything. Everything is free. And so you can access them online. So you're able to just come and say, this is my situation. And I know our family support center can help. So whether it's that newly diagnosed, going through the system, or if you're looking for employment, I mean, we have like a whole team and 46 years of knowledge now of families. So I just want to mention, at one point in time, when these families got together, they did not have a place to go. And so it was a bunch of parents who sat down in a basement 46 years ago and said, we had to have a vision. So our kids are in schools today because of the work that these parents did. And I think it's really important to remember that, because that was only 46 years ago, where there wasn't any inclusion. So in order to keep that advocacy going, or that education in a sense, where what that means to us, we have to remember where it came from, and then know that, hey, that child or that individual's best interest comes first, and we need to build a plan and a community around them. So that's how we get to help.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way, and it's organizations like Gateway that have helped us do that. And just the awareness, I think, is amazing. You know, one more question I want to ask you, if there's anything, one more thing that you want to just share with us, with the audience, that it would be beneficial for them.
So I know, as a parent who has a child with a disability, how hard it is to navigate the system. And so we created these community action plans that help you navigate the system in respect to, what does disability mean in Alberta? So it's aimed at those that are newly diagnosed or waiting to be. And we help you understand all the acronyms, because I know that that can be really overwhelming. What do you qualify for? What are the steps? Who's the different tax? What are the different tax breaks that you can get? What is disability tax credit? What is the registered disability savings plan? How can we help your family live a full, meaningful life and not be overwhelmed by the system? The next session is disability in your community. So we look at valued roles, transition planning, navigating the system, and vision planning. And then we connect people to agencies and teach them how to do that. We provide handouts and notes after the sessions are done, so people can do their wish list in a sense as to what they need support with, and they can come to our family support team and dig right in and start looking at, how do we make this a meaningful life for our youth or our child or the person that we're caring for. And then with the third session is really tough conversations. So it's disability in your home. These are conversations that go around guardianship and trusteeship and aging caregivers. It's a sensitive topic, but it's something I know that all of us as parents, we do have to address one day. We talk about resources in the community and in Alberta. So this is an Alberta-wide. This is not just Edmonton-wide. Okay. And then we look at programs like Connect to Protect. And if you haven't heard about that, I would suggest you come and take a look. But we also work with self-advocates. And self-advocates come to the table to tell you what they wish you knew, and how they view the world, and how they see the world, and how we can make it a better place. So that information sessions will be on our page, and they're free, and they're at different times, so that we hope to capture what works best for you. But it's a peace of mind. And we can say it's like a digital caregiver blanket, where we get to bring it all together so you're not alone and you're not afraid to ask any questions.
Exactly. I love that analogy of a blanket, because we are not alone. We are all in this together. We really appreciate you being here with us today. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for being here.
Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, only know I'm gonna try.
Well, that's all for today, friends. Thank you for joining us. We are so pleased that you are here, and we hope that we've given you some great information and that we have inspired you. So feel free, reach out if you have any suggestions for future topics or guests on our podcast, or if you would like to be a guest on Rise and Shine with Sue at the Hub Cafe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, subscribe, like, and share. And remember, it takes a village, so let's do this together. You are not alone. Bye for now.